In this video we're taking a look at the Sultans of Swing solo in full, but before we do that, I have done another video on all the rhythm parts to this song, but it was totally without a capo and therefore we're playing bar chords all the way through. And before we get started with all the lead parts, I just wanted to cover that we can play all of this song with only kind of one bar chord, and the only chord it would be an F, if we put a capo at the 5th fret and we play an A minor chord. The capo can therefore act as our bar chord finger. And I've seen many cover bands play it this way, and it sounds really great, and it just makes it accessible for an earlier level, basically, because there are certain parts of this song that are even right at the edge of what I can physically do. So like the lead part, that's the really famous one. I'm sure you'll all recognise. That's pretty much at the edge of what I can do. I think I can play stuff that's technically more difficult than that, or would be a higher grade, but that's at the edge of what I can do with the chicken picking kind of fingerstyle stuff. But this makes this a kind of a late beginner, early intermediate level from a rhythm point of view, from a chords point of view. And the chords would be A minor, G major. Any way you know how to play an F, so a beginner way would be like F major 7, that would be 100% fine, but an F bar chord's fine, or this hybrid that I play all the time. This is kind of my default to playing major bar chords, really. And then an E major, and that would take us through all the first part of the verse. The next chord would be C major to G major. And when we play a C, I often default to playing a G like this. Easier change between C and G major. Then it's F, A minor, and kind of running up to the chorus. And then what I'm doing to strum it is just using my first finger, because Mark Knopfler tends not to use a pick. He grew up with this fingerstyle way of playing that he then transferred onto electric guitar, a really cool and pioneer of this style. And I'm just strumming it with the first finger. I'm literally using my first finger as my pick. Down, up, 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 down, up, up, up. And I'm also doing a little mute, so just silence on beats 2 and 4, where the snare would go. And then we're to the C chord section. I'll link a chord sheet in the description of the video. Run out to the chorus. And then the chorus itself, A minor, and F, and to G. And that's it. The solo is played over that verse progression, and then later in the song over the chorus progression. I think that gives everyone enough hints as to what to play there. It will take some practice, of course, but we're going to focus more in this tutorial on the lead parts. If you haven't checked out the way to play some of the licks and tricks in the verses, I've done that in my other tutorial, which I'll link to at the top and in the description below too. So I will cover this intro part as it is so signature, so the... So that is all around kind of A minor pentatonic area, but we're kind of within the key of D minor really, so think about this as kind of a double stop, which just means a pair of strings between 5 and 7. I think it's a slide to that one actually. And then a slide again. From this little slide section, 5 to 7, 10, 7, a strum, whenever we have this kind of quicker, just strum it with the thumb. It's kind of a little sweep pick. And with everything, I'm either plucking with the first finger, plucking with the thumb, or doing a strum with the thumb. And which you use is entirely up to you, really. There are principles, but it's whatever's comfortable. Just get used to whichever. I'm generally plucking with the first finger, to be honest. So again, into the main solo. So all the parts that are kind of... I've covered those in another video, but that's basically them. And it's in the tab below, but we're going to crack on really with this main solo. So here we go. We have a bend up at 12th fret, and this is in really D minor pentatonic position 1, the one we'll be used to. This is a really common bend there, so. So that shouldn't give people too many problems. Bending up a whole tone. That's a pick, hammer on, flick off, 10 to 12, 9 to 10, same thing. And then from here we have our first arpeggio, and this whole solo is basically created from arpeggios, along with a couple of hammer-ons and bends. So this first one, what I mean by that is this, that, hopefully you can see, that's just an A major. Now it's only one note at a time, but the shape we have down, even going to here, they're all just the notes from an A major chord. A, C sharp, E, A, C sharp, E. Literally goes up the 3 notes and then the 3 notes again of that chord. Finishing with, and that's the chord that's underneath as well. And then we get another arpeggio of the chord he's playing over, the D minor. Literally just the chord that he's playing over. So that whole section again, 7, 6, 5, 5, 9, 12, 13, 12, or you can bend up to that one. Semitone bend. Then a D minor arpeggio, 10, 10, 10, 12. Then kind of the same move again, but a string down from where we did it before. That's the same thing as there. Giving it some vibrato, moving that first finger. And again, if it's on the thicker 3 strings, principle of using the thumb still stands. On the thinner ones, I'm just using the first finger like I would a pick. To finish that section, I think this one, this 12th fret, this note's out of key, and I think it's a mistake. I love it when guitarists say that everyone learns my solos, even the wrong notes I play. And I think that's an example one there, because that's totally out of key. And then we get into, again, familiar, hopefully familiar, minor pentatonic bend. So this is all D minor pentatonic shape position, kind of a bit of 80s slash happening here, really. And this, as I say, you could do that with a bend with the middle finger instead, as long as you support it with the first. But I like to teach bends like this as a giant first finger, pushing up together, little finger doing this part. Another arpeggio here. It's a C major arpeggio. E, C, and G. And that's the lick. Next part. And then a sign of what's to come. And I say that because this is where our where that lick is. And when we've got two strings like this, when we're going between them, thumb on one, finger on the other. Finishing with another arpeggio. Just of the B chord, B flat to a C. That's how he plays it. I've sometimes played it like this, but B flat arpeggio. Back to the B flat. And then we're back to... Recap over that second section, which I would count from that one, the kind of Slash Guns N' Roses style bend. A D shape but C arpeggio. B flat arpeggio. And then there's another solo which seems highly improvised, but the bit that everyone wants to learn is this part. Alright, so we've got flat first finger, and we're going to go thumb, first finger, and hammer on flick. So all this right hand's actually doing is thumb, first finger, hammer on, flick off. And we just loop that. Just once. And then it's in a cycle, it's a cycling lick. That one happens 4 times. We then move the first middle finger to string 2 upper fret. So what is that? 11 and 10. Little finger, still on the same point. You can do this with your third finger if you prefer, but it's once we're in this shape, little finger's easier for me. Same pattern of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It just takes a while to just get the knack for it, really. Then you just slide that up 2 frets, everything up 2 frets, so 13, 12, and 15. All together at about half speed. And that's kind of how you have to practice it until you're not making mistakes most of the time. And then you speed it up a little bit. Get a little gallop in there. And that's pretty much all the licks that you'd want to know to be able to nail this. You can improvise a little bit more if you wish, to your heart's content, actually. The whole thing has lead parts through it, so it would be a bit uneconomical to teach every lick that he does in this. But if you can play that, you can do something for all the others. Let me know how you get on with that one in the comments below. And also do check out another video that I've made with Mike Bradley, who's an absolute wizard at this sort of chicken picking style, where we've done a whole video together just picking apart this kind of chicken picking that we're doing, either just with the thumb and first finger or the hybrid picking thing where we have a pick and we're using the fingers. Both are really great for nailing this style. Hope you enjoy that one. I'll leave a link below.